Greetings, Cancer, and welcome to Ingrid's Insights. I hope you're doing well, and let's jump right in and see what it is that the angel oracles want you to know as the theme of the reading. And beautiful, this energy coming out of the hands. It's like almost healing energy of light. And the number 21 could be very important, or 3. And I see you really doing hands-on healing, working with your hands, Cancer. But as you work with them, you're going to be healing both yourself and whoever it is you're bringing this open-handed energy to. You could be in the medical profession, but you're going toward a more holistic energy towards your well-being. Maybe taking up a new health practice or something to do with meditation. But you're going to be thriving and vibrant, and it's going to come through the healing of your hands and healing with your hands. And that's the theme. And gold. You can be surrounded by this image of gold, of wealth, of creation, of success. And you're writing down a story about how you came to use your hands in such a powerful way, where you bring this caring and a generosity and love through the way you reach out to others, the way you touch others. So there's passion and this epiphany, and you're going to take this holistic approach to wealth and health and a move toward an entrepreneurial situation that's coming on the horizon for Cancer. And so let's jump right in and see what it is that the tarot cards want my Cancerians to know today. And again, I want to thank you all out there. I so appreciate you subscribing to my channel and helping it grow. And as it grows, I get this message out to those who need to hear it, who need that healing energy. And I invite you to bring your own question to this reading, Cancer. That way each of the cards becomes a portal, an entryway to this card and all of the depth of meaning and symbolism. And this is you. Wow, well, that's a powerful card for you. You're seeing your situation as a very magical, having a lot of creativity. And you're taking this project, this experience you're going through right now as making magic out of a whole new canvas, a new set of paints to begin to bring that energy in and manifest as this goal, this entrepreneurial energy. Maybe you've had a recent idea about how you could use your hands in healing. Maybe take a massage or doing something in the healing profession that both brings wealth and money and success financially, but also brings out this feeling within you, Cancer, that you can make magic. And that's such an incredible feeling, that power of creation within us as we use our mind, our feelings, our intuitions and passions, and our resources and our body itself to move to that magic we're making. And so you come in with a question of manifestation, of creation, of wanting to bring something down into the 3D. And what challenges this, what is an obstacle, is this feeling of destitution around whatever it is you've manifested in the past, or whatever your feeling of manifestation is. You're coming to this reading wanting to manifest, and wanting to see what is blocking you, what is the obstacle to your creation, to really bringing it down into the full form. You have felt less than. You felt like you've been left out in the cold, maybe coming from a background where you felt like you were impoverished, didn't have enough. Or you could have been a powerful healer in your family, having psychic abilities. But that you felt destitute because you weren't recognized for those powers, for those gifts. And then you began to grow this programming within yourself, Cancer, or not, of feeling not good enough, not worthy to manifest, to receive this illumination of gold there that the magician is reaching out to. And this angel is bringing this sense of wealth and abundance of gold, and it's coming. And there's something to do with writing or communicating this. As you face these programmings that are not serving you, you can begin to really question, well, am I good enough? Am I worthy of this success? Am I worthy of this gold? Of this, to be ambitious and go toward what I really want, to write my story. And this destitution is saying that that's a challenge to manifestation. So to look at any place, Cancer, that you feel less than, not good enough, not welcome, that you feel like you had wealth at some level and created that, but then lost it and can't keep up with others who have more money. But whatever that is, you need to look to your higher power, reach up to this gold within you. In alchemy, gold is the alchemical process of bringing our lead, that base metal within our own personalities, and through many processes, we heal and become gold and see that golden value within us. And you've had a celebration at the foundation. Maybe you can't even see this. It's out of your field of awareness right now. This celebration, this platform you've come to, maybe with another person, and you've moved out of this challenge, or you're working on this challenge, this self-belief that you're not worthy, not good enough. And there's going to be a celebration because it's like you're running the marathon and you're getting to the end of a long path that you've had the ups and downs and had to coach yourself, keep yourself going through this process. But there's a celebration with scarves and banners and costumes in a home that you really feel safe and secure in. And that's what's at the root of this. And you've had the Chariot recently. That card comes out when you're, it's saying that you've been working to move out of a comfort zone, to take charge through balancing those shadow sides of ourselves, those parts of ourselves that feel destitute, that don't feel good enough, that feel unworthy, that feel like a loser. That part of us, when we reach up and ask for that higher guidance within our soul and do that work, those two instinctual forces within our own being move us forward by grace. And that full moon is an eclipse, and we had a recent eclipse in Aries, which was all about a healing and bringing up those past traumas, Cancer, that have made us feel like a loser. And we all know that. I know at times in my life that when I am triggered because of some old programming, you revert back to those belief systems that you're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. You'll never amount to anything. You're just worthless. And you have to challenge that and celebrate yourself and the victories you've made every day, Cancer, to get here. And to let that energy move you out to a whole new adventure, to a whole new place. You might be contemplating actual physically moving somewhere, taking a job in a new city, changing, moving forward, making magic, because there's a transition coming, and that is very interesting. It comes after the Chariot, because you're transitioning from a place where you didn't feel quite energized. You feel like you were maybe being held back by someone else and what they wanted for you or what they thought about your possibilities. And that you came to something because the Chariot is about honing those different energies within us and aligning that with the higher source. with that healing capacity to go away from what doesn't serve you, Cancer, and to take that instinctual energy, because you know it's at the core of, we know what's right, and this a boat is moving toward the future in this reading. I mean, it's moving you to the future, and you have your inner child. Often in the Six of Swords, there is this woman with nothing but a shawl and clothes on her back, and a child. That's her inner child, and they're going to safety. They're being ferried by this divine source that takes us and guides us throughout our lives. And we can see, if we look, each one of us Cancers out there, that those patterns, those pathways, and they become neural pathways, neurological pathways that cause this brain to fire in certain ways. And something is happening, and you're moving into the future, toward safer waters, toward something that's going to actually bring you that magician quality. It's taking you away from destitution. And you're coming into a time of a dedication, of another time of being with the moon and the cycles of the moon. And with that watery nature of the tides, comings and goings, and the phases of cycles and of the moon itself. And Cancer, that's very much something you're in tune with. And you have your instinctual animals. First, you have your two horses that are power, the horsepower, what drives us, what takes us forward. And then you have this dog, this loyal companion that is dedicated to you, and you're dedicated to that animal instinct that's almost human within you, to work through these phases of the moon, through the cycles of the ups and downs, and to move beyond this destitution by working through it, being a craftsperson, and honing these skills with your hands. Whatever it is you're working on, you're honing in that. And you're going to be very recognized and make very good money, turn it into gold. And so you right now have been thinking about this question about the magician, wanting to create something, wanting to bring something down, make it real. And you've been thinking about it, and it's brought up a new perspective. Maybe you're having to look at whatever it is you're going toward, what your objective is. We have these individual action plans in our lives to go toward career choices, to go toward certain sports or activities and hobbies. There's this action plan outward toward that. But sometimes we have to change our perspective, look at things upside down, to surrender the old way of looking at something. Because you're in transition, Cancer, moving with your chariots, that force, that instinctual force within us, that God force within us. And the new perspective is bringing you to something in the environment that's influencing this new perspective, and it's the devil. This is the card of how the environment is influencing you. Well, it's influencing your change of perspective and transition in a way of entrapment. It's seductive, and seducing you into low vibrating energies and choices that you're making out of fear instead of out of courage and freedom. So you need to look at how this environment, whatever the person you're dealing with, or just your environment itself, is toxic. And that's what you're wanting to get away from. And that you want to make magic or manifest something new. And you're dedicated to doing this, and you're changing your perspective. You're seeing the whole world in a totally different way. And that might be causing a kind of setback or time of withdrawal, or when I stand on my head, the world looks different, and when I come upright again, it can be a kind of dizzy. So when you're changing and transitioning, especially with the power of the chariot behind you, Cancer, you've got to face this energy of anything that's addictive in your environment or another person that you're addicted to, or in some low vibrating activity that's holding you down. That's what the environment is offering. And then your hope and fear is death. Wow, Cancer. Your hope and fear is that you move from the devil to death. Well, that you're ending something in your environment that is low vibrating. It's too materialistic. It's empty of soul. And it's needing to die. Because look at the eyes in this death card. They're just emptied out. You could be dealing with hope and fear of dealing with a person who's narcissistic and who is really like this card, empty inside. There's nothing there. They use you to be there. And the devil and the environment, that narcissistic energy uses others, entraps others, preys on others to fill up that emptiness, that void behind those dead eyes. And so there's something about ending this and a resurrection and a rebirth and a renewal because of this perspective change. And you've got to let something end and die, meaning take its natural course. And you've seen this coming, because if you've been dealing with the devil in your environment, you see that an end is going to come of it, and it's usually a negative end. And despair is the outcome. The advice is to look at this transition you're moving to is taking you away from this despair that you have to look at, because something's ending. It's coming to the end, and the end feels like rock bottom. I mean, look at these. You go from this, you go from the devil and having to deal with the being taken on the horns of the devil, that dilemma. Those two antennas reaching up to God, tuning in to higher wisdom. And then the death comes because something has to be released. And this is a card also of releasing and sacrificing and surrendering. So something is dying, Cancer. It's coming to an end, and it needs to be allowed to end, because it's caused a lot of despair. It's not true. And your hair is on fire now with intuition saying, I've got to leave this behind. It's come to rock bottom, whatever this devilish addiction was. And it's brought me here. And it's brought death as a hope and fear. So the devil brought you to this difficult situation of despair, of having to look at your thoughts, having to look at this destitution of a programming that caused you a lot of mental anguish, nightmares, maybe many years of a low-grade depression that you just couldn't get out of, that caused you certain health challenges. And you're having this healing hands to come in with a holistic energy toward this, to bring these healing hands to this despair, to lift this energy up, and to know that once you've hit rock bottom, there's only up to go. And that's when we reach out in our destitution and in our despair. And that is when we reach out. And when we reach out, we get the support to make the transition to safer and more secure and healing waters. But the challenge and the advice is to let go of the destitution of feeling not good enough, that you don't have enough, that you are not belonging and welcome. And that is causing a lot of despair, because a death is coming, an end. Something's over. Cancer. And that's what I see for you. And a very powerful reading. And let's get a couple of cards to focus on the Magician is here because you're taking a step back from whatever it was that you were bringing down and creating and using all your power and effort and desire and your energy of wisdom to bring down. You're taking a step back and you're using strength and guidance as you face this loss of self and the regaining of a self based on one that you value and you honor and you know is good enough. You're having strength and guidance around that, and the celebration is coming because of divine timing. At the foundation, you've reached a milestone, and you'll celebrate that. And you're going fast with these two horses of the chariot is pulling you to a new direction with compassion. And the transition is coming because you put power and intention to make this move, to change, to take that inner child healing seriously, and to do the work on that. And you're dedicated to this work because you're expecting miracles. And this reminds me of, God helps those who help themselves. So as you're dedicated and working on your craft of the healing hands, that you're working with that power, that green light of healing coming out of the palms of your hands, and you're raising your vibrations to a whole new perspective. And don't these cards look very similar of the energy of the pyramid and lifting up? And the colors. And the devil is here, Cancer, because of healing energy. Well, it's not until we see where we're addicted, we see our bad habits, our belief systems that hold us back, and we have that healing energy toward that. And death is here because of courage and bravery. What takes courage, and you have to be brave in the face of death and letting something end and releasing it. And being courageous to the truth of what is alive in you and wanting to be born within you. And the despair is coming at the very end of the reading, Cancer, to say that is something, the advice is to move on. You're at the 10 now and you're beginning the 1 again. Start over with a clear thinking of what it is you're manifesting with the Magician. And say no to whatever makes you feel in despair that brought you to rock bottom, and say no to the devil within you and how you meet it in your environment, because that's where it is. And you need to heal that energy in your environment that is low vibrating, because you're raising your vibrations. And that's what I have for you, Cancer. And if you like the way I read, please subscribe. And all my new friends out there, I'm so happy to see you, and thank you for watching. And you know I love you, Cancer, and we're in this interconnected field, learning and growing to expect miracles as we face those shadow elements, those demonic addictions and attractions that we need to let go of, to find our full sense of peace and renewal. And we're going to say no where we need to. And see you next time. Bye-bye.